Deal with your stuff, the game, the tutorial. Deal with Your Stuff is a cheeky and humorous game about serious, real-life stuff. Some of the content and topics can be challenging for some players. What's with all the poop? Well, everybody poops and everybody has stuff to deal with. So while playing this game, have fun, and remember, if you get the most good feels, you win. To set up, shuffle each of the 3 card decks and place them in the center of the table, leaving room for discard piles. Create a bank space to hold the coins and good feel tokens. Deal each player a hand of 6 healthy ways to deal cards. Each player starts the game with 3 coins, unless you're playing the income inequality game variant. Each player is dealt a stuff to deal with card to try and deal with on their turn. Players take turns trying to deal with their stuff cards by playing cards and/or coins from their hand to earn good feels. Here is an example stuff card. The value of cards and coins needed to successfully deal with this stuff is at the bottom of the card. In the top right, you'll find the good feels received for successfully dealing with this stuff card. Remember that good feels are the best part of life, and you collect them to win. Here's a guide to the healthy ways to deal cards. First up, we have self-care. This is the most abundant resource, and the number of self-care needed on a stuff card or in your hand will be placed on the yellow heart. Second up, we have mental health. The third resource is medical care. Last but not least, we have political action. And this is the least abundant resource because honestly, it's hard to motivate political action. Within the healthy ways to deal, we also have special cards. These special cards will have instructions that will tell you when you can play them. For example, some cards might say play anytime. In this case, you can play it at any stage of the game. Other cards might say after stuff is dealt with. Other cards will say before helping. Now, some of these cards help you and some of the cards impact others. Oh no! Some stuff cards will require you to spend coins. A 2 money sign on a coin means that it's worth 2 coins. At any point in the game, you can spend coins to pay for resources. For example, you can spend 1 coin per self-care, 2 coins per mental health or medical health, and it costs 5 coins to pay for political action, because it's expensive. On your turn, you can do one of the following actions. The most important thing that you will be doing during this game is dealing with your stuff. To deal with a stuff card, players must match or exceed the cost to deal at the bottom of their stuff card. Only 1 stuff card can be dealt with per turn. Any player can contribute any number of cards or coins to help another player deal. Players can negotiate the payout for help in good feels, future good feels, cards, coins, or promises. Any player can spend coins anytime to pay for resources. A stuff card is officially dealt with when the full value of cards and coins needed to deal with it are placed on the table and the player states, "This stuff is dealt with." Once it's dealt with, you can proceed to the resolution phase, which is on the back side of your guide card. During the resolution, when stuff is dealt with on your turn, you collect the good feels listed on the card. The stuff card and all cards and coins used to deal are discarded. The player immediately draws a new stuff card. All players that played healthy ways to deal cards during the turn can draw back up to 6 healthy ways to deal cards, but not before the end of the turn. In many cases, players might have promised a cut of the good feel rewards to other players in exchange for helping them deal. Players are expected to, but don't have to, follow through on any of their promises. Beware untrustworthy stuffs. What? Instead of dealing with their stuff, a player may discard any number of healthy ways to deal cards and redraw back to 6, unless otherwise noted. This is the only action a player can take on their turn. Likewise, a player can skip dealing with their stuff and choose to go to work on their turn. The player will then draw 2 coins from the bank, and then their turn is over. Sometimes dealing with your stuff can be really hard. As their only action during their turn, a player may draw an unhealthy way to deal card. They help you deal, but exact a price. Players immediately follow the instructions on the card and pay the price in good feels at the top right corner of the unhealthy way to deal card. Some cards will say, you deal with your stuff in which case you collect the good feels from your now dealt with stuff card. Before you start, choose a victory option. The first and most popular option is good feels for the win. The winner will be the first player to reach an agreed upon number of good feels. We recommend playing to 30 good feels. Play continues until a player reaches the set number of good feels. You can also choose to deal with some stuff. In that case, randomly select any number of stuff cards to deal with and see who has the most good feels once you run out of stuff to deal with. We recommend 20 cards to deal with as a start. The third option is maybe you only have a limited time to deal. In that case, the winner will have the most good feels after a certain amount of time. We recommend 30 minutes, but we also don't know how much time you have to play. Figure out how much time you have to play and then just play until the time runs out and find out who has the most good feels at the end. Play continues around the table with players collaborating and competing for good feels until one of the victory criteria are reached and the game is over. I think you're now ready to play.